Welcome to the Influency Podcast. I'm Hadar, and this is episode number 30. And today we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. Hey everyone, what's up? Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Influency Podcast. Now I sounded really serious, like a woman with a podcast. Like I always wanted to say that. Thank you for joining me for another episode on the Influency Podcast. It sounds very, very serious because I'm a serious person. That's who I am. I'm serious. And you, my friend, are a serious person too because you're listening to this podcast and you are doing your best to improve. Now, this is going to be a little wacky, like this episode, because I'm sharing with you the audio version of my weekly video, which is about origins versus oranges. And it's sort of a satire because I'm basing it on something that I saw on The Daily Show. And what they did there is they held a competition. And it's so funny. They held a competition of Trump's words, Donald Trump's words. And apparently President Trump has a tendency of messing up words badly, like totally mispronouncing them, saying different words instead. And they held a competition before Corona business, and they selected 64 words that Trump mispronounced when he was speaking in public, and people had to choose their favorite one. And he said that 3 million people voted in this competition, and the winner of the competition was the word oranges, which is a mispronunciation of the word origins. He was trying to say origins, and he said oranges instead. So I created the fun video around that, and I'm going to share that with you in a sec, and basically also how to pronounce oranges and origins, which is confusing, I have to say. But when you're a non-native speaker and you're the president, you have to be extra cautious. So I actually created this video for Donald Trump. Apparently he needs my help, which should make you feel better. Because if native speakers need my help, then you are doing far better. Far better. Far better. I just said it 3 times. Okay, so that is going to be at the end. But I feel like I want to have this conversation with you. So I'm recording this long intro and talking about a couple more things that I wanted to talk about. First, I just want to say thank you for all the love and response and comments and reviews that I received after the previous episode. Last week I released an episode called Challenges, episode number 29, if you want to listen to it. And I shared with you a summary of the 5-day fluency challenge that we did in the midst of the Corona crisis and the challenges of English learners and challenges that have come up for people during the challenge and my challenges in the challenge and some good stuff over there. So if you haven't listened to it, go and listen to it after this one. And I got a lot of great messages, people just sharing with me what they are going through and their own personal challenges. And a few people even told me that they had to stop doing what they were doing and just concentrate on the podcast, which is a huge compliment because listening to a podcast is something that you do on the go as you're doing other things. So I was extremely honored and privileged. So thank you for all of you who have written me and messaged me. I really love it. And this is our way to communicate. And if you want to talk to me and communicate with me, then send me a DM on Instagram. You can find me at hadar.accentsway. And I'm usually available there on Instagram, unless I'm asleep. But yes, it's fun. And I also wanted to share with you something else before we go into the oranges, try to say it like 10 times out loud fast, video. I was talking to my mom on the phone this morning, and My mom lives like 2 buildings away from me. We see each other almost every day, or we used to see each other almost every day. And she's very, very connected to my girls. My little one is just obsessed with her. She wants to see her every day, and we can't because of social distancing. So I was speaking to her on the phone this morning, because I try to get on the phone with her every single day and do video calls, especially with the girls. And I told her, I miss you. And she said, oh, I miss you and the girls so much. Actually, she said, I miss the girls so much. I'm no longer a factor in this thing. It's the girls first. Oh, yeah, and you, my daughter, I miss you too. But she said, I miss you all so much. Eventually, she said that. And then we started talking about this word that we used to say, right? Like, oh, I miss you. And then we would see each other the next day. Or we would say, I miss you when we are abroad, but knowing that we're supposed to meet soon. And all of a sudden, this weird, uncertain situation where you can literally see the other person. And sometimes we can like see each other downstairs from afar, from like 10 feet away. And I still miss them so much. And the girls miss their grandparents. So we were talking about the new perspective that we have on the word, on the phrase, I miss you, or on missing someone. Because it's strange. You see them on Zoom, you even see them physically, but it's this deep void because you can see them, but you can't have that physical touch that we need so much as human beings. And then she said, you should make a video about the phrase, I miss you, and all the possible ways of saying I miss you. My mom, by the way, is my #1 fan. I don't think she listens to this podcast, but she watches all my YouTube videos and Facebook videos. Like she watches the same video on Facebook and on YouTube. That's what your biggest fan does. And then she always says something about my makeup or my hair or my outfit, like something was off or something was really good, but there was something that I needed to fix. So that's my mama. Anyway, I hope she's not listening to this podcast. So a few ways of saying I miss you. Well, of course, there is I miss you, or I miss seeing you, or I miss your smile, or I miss your face, or I miss being around you. I miss your company. So missing someone is not just like I miss someone. You can say it in so many different ways. And then you can also say, I'm really waiting to see you again, right? Like, I can't wait to see you again. That's another way of saying I miss you. Can't wait to see you again, to meet you again, to hug you again. And I've been thinking about you a lot, right? I've been thinking about you. That's another way of saying I miss you, or I miss someone. Another one I like is, I wish you were here, or I wish we were next to each other. How I wish you were here. Do you know the song? Are you a Pink Floyd fan? Because I used to listen to the song all of the time when I was in high school with a broken heart. Yes, my heart was broken once, many times. Anyway, so wish you were here. Wish you were here. And the last one for today, I can't stand being without you. I can't stand being without you. That's a heavy one. If you got any more of those phrases, more ideas for us to say, I miss you, then come on over to my Instagram account and send me a DM. Let me know and I'll add them to my story. A whole bunch of phrases saying, I miss you. Because we miss people these days. I don't know about you, but I definitely am. I also miss really good coffee. But apart from complaining, I want to tell you that I'm happy to be here, happy to be healthy, happy the people around me are happy, and I'm hoping this craze will end soon. And in the meantime, I have a funny episode for you. So let's listen to the tutorial I created for Donald J. Trump. Oranges versus origins. everyone, it's Hadar. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I have a very important lesson for you, and that lesson is how to pronounce the word origins. And I created this lesson for one person in particular, and that person is President Trump. See, I recently discovered watching The Daily Show by Trevor Noah, now known as The Daily Social Distancing Show, that they held a competition and selected one word among 64 words that Donald Trump slaughtered, massacred, mispronounced. And since I don't distinguish between native speakers and non-native speakers, I decided to offer my help because obviously he needs it, as you can see here.
President Ulysses S. Grant,
President Franklin Delano,
Americans of all walks of life rose up.
heart, lung, and liver transplants.
We just set another stock rocket. You saw that, right? Made a pivotal, really, and I mean this was pivotal.
Rich traditions.
These historic accomplishments shades to be a sanctuary. In April of 2014, chasms of distrust.
And then they announced there was no buys, no.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings.
And God bless the United States. Thank you very much.
The winner of this competition was the word oranges, which Trump pronounced instead of origins. Now, before we talk about the difference between oranges and origins, I just want you, my viewer, especially if you're a non-native speaker, to take a moment and just feel proud and happy. And know that even native speakers mess up. So you should feel good about yourself for messing up because English is not your native language. You're totally entitled to do that. The reason why Trump confused the words is because he took the N from one place and he put it somewhere else. Now, you can't do that with sounds. Someone needs to tell him that. Okay, so to say the word origins and oranges, you begin the same, okay? So that's pretty safe. You start with an aw sound, as in daughter, aw, so you drop your jaw around your lips just a bit. You can also relax it completely and pronounce an ah sound, depending where you're from, ah or aw. Then you move on to an r sound, don't forget to round your lips, and a schwa, r, r, r. Now, this is the tricky part. For the word origins, after the r, you just move into jins, jins. A j sound, a schwa, an n, jin, and a z, jins. Origins, origins. For the word oranges, the N comes right after the schwa sound. Oren, and then you have jz, no N in it. Oranges, origins, this is where the N is, and this is where the N is. Jz, oranges, origins, oranges. Now, the placement of the N is important, as you can see. Okay, that's it. I hope this was helpful. And President Trump, I want you to know that it is possible. All you need to do is just break it down to the smallest units, practice it slowly again and again, be in control of your mouth, which is something that we all need to learn how to do, okay, even you, and then say it again and again and again until you make it your own and until it is no longer a challenge. I hope this helped. If you have any more advice for President Trump, please post it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week in the next video. Bye.